I am Banks.
I am Josh.
Is that what I sound like? Odd
Not
places
at all.
going. Take it, Josh.
Viral.
Yeah.
Thanks. Are you afraid of heights?
Mm, um,
Do you think you're afraid of heights?
when I was on the high dive when I was a kid, and I had when I was standing up on the diving board, I noticed that if I bent down, and I was only like 7, when I bent down, I was closer to the water. I stood up. I was like, I can't jump from here. I bent down. I couldn't jump from here. Am I? Yeah. I think maybe. I think possibly.
Interesting. I don't know too many people that are truly afraid of heights.
Hmm?
Well, let me ask you a question. When you're on an airplane, are you in fear the entire time?
I get very claustrophobic in airplanes.
But is it because you're at 30,000 feet that
No,
you're? Oh, okay.
no.
But that's really high. I'm trying to figure out. You said you're afraid of heights.
Okay. Maybe I'm independently have a fear of heights when I'm by myself and I'm on the edge of the Grand Canyon and my kids 5 and 7 are like running around. I'm like, oh my God, stay away from there. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we're afraid of falling, not the height itself.
Yes.
I just love taking different perspectives like this because people say stuff like Stephen Wright had a funny joke. He says, "I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of widths." And ever since he said that, it just got me thinking, like, well, wait a minute. We're not really afraid of heights. We're afraid of falling from a high place.
Right.
And it puts things in perspective, right? It's different.
Okay. So let's explore that. If we have the fear of falling, the only way we can fall is if we're up.
Correct.
Okay. So you have to be high or higher than
Yeah.
in order to have a fear of falling, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yours is the vernacular. You are saying we do not are scared of heights. We are scared of falling.
No. See, a high place is a necessary but not sufficient condition for falling. So yes, you do have to be at a high place, but it's not by itself. Because if you're in an airplane, you can't fall out of an airplane. You can't. You can jump, but you cannot fall. That's not possible. Assuming the airplane doesn't break in half, right? But if the airplane stays whole,
I get
you
it. I
can't
get you.
fall.
Right.
It's not possible.
Okay.
So,
I get your point. So you're just taking it apart, looking at it, and it's not the height that we're scared of. It's the action that height can possibly. We can have a cause from the cause of it.
yeah. And we can even take it a step further.
Okay.
It's not even the falling we're afraid of. People go on roller coasters. They love the thrill of gravity. It's the ending. It's a splat at the end. It's the hitting the ground is what we're truly afraid of.
So
if you think about it.
Really, I mean, so I know what you're getting at. We're afraid to die.
We're afraid of things we shouldn't be afraid of.
Of course. I mean, my son did not like cockroaches, and he would get up on a chair. No, get away. You're right. I made a film, The Man with Elephant Hands, and it was all about irrational fears.
Yeah. Yes. Now, high place is not. It could be an irrational fear for sure. I want us to ask more questions. I just think we just assume we're afraid of heights when really it's not the height. I just want us to, I'm just thinking sometimes we don't dig deep enough into why we believe what we believe or how we think. That's all. And this is just a great example, I thought, of.
Okay.
Of that.
So what would be another example of this? A fear that we have, which is irrational and we don't dig into. So the fear is that we're scared we fear falling, not that we're in a high place.
Right.
Okay. So what would be another one? I fear bees. I fear bees. Bees. It's not bees that they fear. It's the bees might sting you. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Now think about the attitude shift. If
Right.
you're in an airplane, you don't have to be afraid because you can't fall. If you understand your fear is falling, that
Yeah.
it's not the height.
Mm.
Now think about if you're around a bee. What if you were competent? What if you understood how to be around bees without getting stung? You can eliminate your fear. As opposed to, I'm afraid of bees, leave me alone. I don't want to go around them. Now you're missing out on all that beauty of nature just because you're afraid of the wrong thing.
Right. And you can do that. I mean, for this for an example, you can get in yourself in bee costume and the head and the gloves and make sure they can't get into your face. They can't get into your
Oh,
pants.
you said
And
a bee costume. Sorry, I just pictured like a Halloween costume. You're a bee. I'm like, what is that? You're not going to fool them, man. Like, I think they'll understand that you're just not an actual bee.
I just be one of them.
Get it? You're just going to
Yeah.
be one of them. I like that. It's good.
So you're right. You're right. So we can, and we do this. We kind of push aside these fears. I mean, people that overcome being around bees. I can go up to the beehives at my property and I can touch them and go, "Hey guys, how you doing?" They have bit me in the past. They've been pissed off at something.
Yeah.
Possibly the honey ladies, which are the ladies that actually tend to the bees. They're called the honey ladies. Uh, and
I just call them
and
honeys. Like, hey, honey.
uh, I don't know. I don't know if they want me to do that. I first of all called them the bee ladies, and then they're like, "No, we're the honey ladies," and I'm like, "Okay." They said it, so I was going to go with it.
All right.
So I think what you're driving at is that we are talking about fear, right?
Yes,
And how fear controls us.
correct. And what we're missing out when we let fear control us about the wrong thing, because
That's a judgment call. The
it's a
wrong
fake
thing is
fear.
okay. The wrong thing. When you say wrong, that's a judgment call. So what is the wrong thing? What are
No,
the wrong
like
things?
your fear, like your fear of bees. If you're afraid of bees, you're not afraid of bees. That's incorrect. You're afraid of getting stung. So you miss
Okay.
out on all the possibilities of being around bees just because you're afraid of getting stung. Ultimately, which actually you're not even afraid of. You're afraid of that a little bit because it hurts, but you're probably afraid of a reaction, right? Maybe it'll kill me. Maybe
All right. So
something bad
so
happens.
what you're driving at, and this is I've seen it twice, is that we are getting to the point where we're talking about being scared to die. I mean, that is the ultimate. I mean, I am scared to die. The unknown. I mean, to some people, it's the unknown. I mean, some religious people believe something happens to you good when you die. The joke is, how come more of those people aren't dying? I'm kidding. That's just a joke.
Well,
All right.
yeah, that's actually a good point though.
Yeah, I mean
Why
that
be why be afraid of death if you have something good on the other side? I don't quite get that.
yeah. So when it comes down to we are scared to die, which is possibly the unknown. Some people, I think some people do know what happens when they die. I mean, they have a grasp of it. Some people don't know what happens when they die. I think majority of us probably do not know what's going to happen to us. So if death is what we fear the most, once we are alive, once we take our first breath of air, the inevitable is going to happen. I mean, is it like a Woody Allen film where the Grim Reaper is always behind you, walking with you everywhere you're going? It's like, it's today the day? No, okay, good. Take a break, take a vacation.
Unless you decide not to die, you could just
I
say, you know what, this dying thing is just not for me. I'm not going to do it.
I like your point, and I get your point, and my argument is, okay, sure, it hasn't happened to me. Actually, it has happened to me on stage when I was doing stand up. A lot of times I died.
You've died. You died up there.
Literally. So I know that feeling. Now, physically, my body, I have not died, and therefore the logical reasoning is, if I have not died, then I'm always going to be alive. right?
I like it. I'm with you. Let's do it. Look,
However, go ahead. What?
no, go ahead. You were saying
However, people die in the world.
other people die. We haven't. What makes you so sure we're going to die? You've never done it before. What
I
makes you so sure?
I
How
don't
do you
have
know?
an argument for that.
Look, we may be wrong one day. We might be wrong. If we just assume we're never going to die, one day we might be wrong,
Right.
but we may not.
Okay.
And if we're wrong, we're wrong. Guess what? We're not going to know it.
Yeah. In the next 22 seconds that we have left, is that how you stay alive, by knowing that you're not going to die?
Yeah. I assume I'm going to live forever. Why? What else would you assume?
I don't assume. That's
You just told me everyone dies. That must be your assumption. So
yeah. I'm Banks.
I'm Josh, still alive.
Odd places going
Viral.
viral. Yeah.